Have you ever gotten home from a long day and just wanted a hot homemade dinner without needing to do much of anything? Well, in this video, I will show you how to go from a raw chicken breast to a perfectly cooked chicken parm sandwich in just 15 minutes. It requires very few ingredients, most of which you will have on hand, and cleans up as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'll also show you how to have a week's worth of prep sandwiches by the time you are done eating dinner. Let's get into it. We are going to start with a package of thinly sliced chicken breast. On a pound by pound basis, these are the more expensive version of whole chicken breast, but we only have 15 minutes and these have already been trimmed for us to 1/2 inch thick patties. All we have to do now is cut off any small pieces of extra fat and make these into 540 gram cutlets for our sandwiches. And it is okay if some of these cutlets end up being 130 grams, while others are 150 grams. At the end of the day, the calorie difference will be negligible, especially if you eat them all.
Why? I thought we were making chicken parm sandwich, not those motherfucking sandwiches.
I'll explain later. You may also be wondering,
Nick, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all these damn pieces of chicken? You fucking donuts.
But don't worry. I'll explain later. This is where I would typically add some salt to these breasts and throw them in the fridge for an hour to dry brine. But time is money, so we will go straight to our dredging stations. We will get 3 containers set up that will fit our chicken cutlets. Into the first station, we will add 100 grams of all-purpose flour. Into the second station, we will add 1 egg and 1 egg white. Then into the third station, we will add 160 grams Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, 16 grams Parmigiano Reggiano, 5 grams salt, and 2 grams black pepper. If you don't have Parmigiano Reggiano, you can use the cheaper Parmesan. Either will work. I am just a hoe for the good stuff. Whisk station 3, followed by station 2, and our breading setup is ready to go.
We don't want to get like a straight chunk of black pepper. That'd be nasty as hell, boy. I put that shit on my mama.
The air fryer will just need a few minutes to heat up, so let's turn it on 400 degrees and let it rip. We will then grab a few paper towels and pat dry our chicken breast. This will help the flour bond with the chicken and will help prevent the breading from falling off of the chicken once cooked. Let's place our meat into station 1 and cover the top in flour. I really like to make sure I press firmly into any creases and crevices so that the chicken is completely covered in the white stuff. And remember what hand you are using for this, as this will be your dry hand going forward. After lifting it up, check for any crevices where you may see pink, like here, and add flour to those uncovered spots. Once everything is covered, move on to station 2. Using your other hand or your wet hand, dunk the chicken into the egg wash and again make sure it is completely covered. Sometimes the egg likes to slip right off of the flour, like right here, so you may have to dunk it 2 or 3 times. Once everything is covered, we are ready for the last station. Place the chicken breast into the cheesy breadcrumb mixture and using your dry hand, add breadcrumbs to cover the top. Similar to the flour, we want to make sure we push the breadcrumbs into the chicken so that there are no dry spots and the chicken has a solid second layer of breading on it. Flip the chicken over and repeat by adding some breadcrumbs on top and pushing them in. Now that we have everything covered, we can put this right into the air fryer and have our sandwich ready in the 15-minute time frame.
Holy Nicholas, it's fucking raw! And I'm still eating because I'm starving. My father left me when I was 5. Because I couldn't make a basic fucking chicken parm sandwich. You need to start selling more recipes like this. Get your fucking bread up!
Since most air fryers fit 2 breasts at a time, and because I am already on a roll, I'll put the chicken on a wire rack and bread another piece. And this recipe is just one piece of my cookbook. With 130 recipes and counting, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. If you want recipes that fit perfectly into any diet and can help you achieve your goals like they did for myself, check my link in the pinned comment and use code E4CM for 10% off. The last thing these need is a base layer of oil. There are several ways you can do this, but I think the easiest way is to add 5 quick sprays to each piece while they are sitting on the wire rack. Yes, we will have to clean the counter when finished, but that was going to be necessary regardless of spraying the chicken directly on the work surface or not. Then put the chicken in the air fryer with the non-oiled side facing up, making sure they aren't touching each other. Again, spray each breast with 5 quick sprays of oil, and if you see any dry parts, give it a quick spray as well. Close the lid and cook each piece for 6 to 8 minutes or until the internal temperature reaches 160 degrees. At this point, we can start working on our sauce and bun, but that comes together so quickly I would rather prep the rest of the chicken so I have sandwiches ready to go for the entire week. Plus, the sauce comes together in less than 2 minutes. So while the air fryer is doing its thing, I will get the remaining breast breaded and onto the wire rack. Once the first 2 pieces are finished, I will put them on a separate wire rack and repeat the oiling and cooking process for the next 2 pieces. While the cooked breasts come down from mouth-burning temperatures, let's toast our bun and make our 2-minute homemade marinara sauce. For the sauce, we need a can of Cento crushed tomatoes. Once the top is off, we will add 8 grams olive oil, 7 grams freshly minced garlic, 1 gram dried oregano, and 6 grams salt directly into the can. Take a spoon or rubber spatula and give everything a quick mix. Voila! Homemade sauce better than anything that is pre-made in a jar. However, no judgment here. If all you have on hand is a jar of marinara, do what you gotta do. Now to build the sandwich. Toast your bun of choice. For me, that is my protein potato bun because I love just how soft, pillowy, and delicious it is, and the extra bump of protein I get from it is just an added bonus.
Dude, fuck off. Come on. Wow, what the f***? How did that get turned to fucking 4? Are you fucking bitch?
Now you can definitely use a lower calorie bun here or no bun at all if you are trying to save on calories.
Holy shit.
Let's place one of our pieces of chicken on the bottom bun, add 40 grams of our sauce onto the top, and for one last finishing touch, layer 5 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano on the sauce. Put the top bun on, and you are ready to eat. At this point, the second round of chicken should be cooked, so before I eat, I will put the last breast in the air fryer so that by the time I am done eating, I have chicken ready to devour for the rest of the week. Since everything is still out on the counter, I like to use any of the small pieces of chicken that were left over from earlier and make little chicken parm nuggets by following the exact same breading and cooking process. To top these off, I then put some marinara into a cup, heat it up, grate some fresh parm on top, and dip the nuggets into the cheesy marinara. Let's put any leftover chicken into meal prep containers and the extra sauce into a deli container, write the date, and refrigerate. Then when we want to eat, we can heat these back up in the air fryer at 350 degrees for 3 to 4 minutes, and they are just as crispy as when we first cooked them. The only major downside to this recipe is we will end up having a bunch of extra sauce. To make sure we don't waste any of it, I suggest watching this video here and making my $1 meal prep pizzas that are insanely easy to make and can be the perfect 1-2 punch to the chicken parm sammies. You can have a chicken parm sandwich for lunch and a personal pizza for dinner for the entire week, and both can be prepped together. Until next time, deuces.